100%.
We have Stifler here. Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10, starting with you.
Oh,
looks.
man.
Scale 1 to 10.
I'm a 10 to somebody.
You're a 10 to somebody?
Yeah.
What
I may not be a 10 to you or anyone else that you may meet, but I'm a 10 to someone, and so that's what
I'm probably.
What would you say that you are to most people?
Yeah, that's.
I'm not inside most people's heads, so I'm not going to answer that.
Well, you're not inside
I'm not going to
anybody's head, but
entertain
you
this
just said,
question
hang on.
because I feel like
hang
it's
on.
very
This makes no
degrading.
sense. Hang on. This makes no sense. You just said to somebody you're a 10, so apparently you can read somebody's mind, but you can't read everybody's mind.
Well,
so
somebody's going to tell me
if
that
you
I'm
can
a
read at
10
least one
to
person's
them.
mind, they're going to think
No,
you're a 10.
someone will
What do you
tell
think
me.
most people think?
Actually, most people tell me that I'm a 10. So
Most people tell you you're a 10?
the ones that I interact with, and if they don't think that I'm a 10, they don't need to interact with me. Period.
How does that conversation go? Do you ask them? Are you like, do you think I'm a 10?
No, I don't ask
Like,
that
how does
question.
that go?
I don't ask that kind of
Are these the
question.
simps on your OnlyFans?
No.
Okay.
That we don't talk about, they don't rate me. I don't ask to be
So
rated.
who are these people that are just randomly rating you a 10?
I don't ask to be rated.
Or-
I'm just saying, but to some people or a lot of people or the ones that I interact with, I am a 10, but it's not like a,
how would you know?
hey baby,
They tell you?
you're a 10.
What? But do they tell
I
you?
check all the boxes for a lot of people, and that's it. That's all that needs to be said.
You said that this question is what?
It's just, I don't remember the exact
You said
word.
degrading.
It's degrading,
Why
yeah.
is it degrading to
It's
ask?
literally degrading. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I don't think that's the definition of degrading.
Yeah, but it's it's like going down a scale. You're degrading. So for me, I'm not going to engage with this anymore.
Okay. Let me ask. Well, here, I've got some questions for you.
Yes.
How tall are you?
5'7".
Do you have any preference at all when it comes to a man's height?
Okay. Yes.
What's your
I
preference?
prefer them to be same height or taller.
What's the ideal height for a guy for you?
Probably about 6 foot.
6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of grades, speaking of like numerical ranking,
Yeah.
you are making an attractiveness assessment on a man based off of a literal measurement,
Okay.
a numerical
that would be an
measurement.
immutable characteristic.
Okay.
So you're making a assessment on them based off of a physical trait, like Andrew said, immutable
Characteristic.
Yeah.
characteristic.
Okay. But I'm not going to be like, oh no, you're an 8
so are
because
you
you're
degrading?
not 6 foot.
Are you degrading men by refusing to date men who are short, for
The
example?
topic here is what is your looks on a scale of 1 to 10, not how tall are you.
But you're saying it's degrading to have a conversation about one's looks.
To rate someone and to ask them like, hey,
But you do that same assessment when it comes to your potential romantic
but I'm
partners
not like you're an
when
8
it comes to their
because you're
height.
not 6 foot.
I think that it could be detrimental to somebody's self-esteem, asking somebody like that type of question.
It's detrimental
But
to someone's self-esteem.
I feel like it could be that way, but
well,
I'm not saying that
they have
I
a
feel that way
weak
for
they have
that
a weak
question.
constitution, and they need to prepare themselves for the I shouldn't say brutalities.
Well, you've heard of the tale, of course, of the emperor with no clothes, right?
No, indulge me, please.
Oh, well, the emperor with no clothes, I'll just make it very, very quick, very brief. There was an emperor who was very picky about his clothing. They couldn't find the right clothing, and so everybody lied to him and told him that he was dressed, and he went through the streets naked while everybody just lied to him and told him how nice his clothing was, right? So I'm sure that was a big boost for his self-esteem to be lied to, but if he had a choice to know that he was naked or not, I wonder which thing he would have chosen.
It's an interesting story.
So wait, can you? How is it degrading?
I know you love this. I know you love this.
Yeah, I love it.
I know you do. I know
I
this is
love
one
it.
of the favorite. This is like a pinpoint in your lovely show.
Splitnik.
It really is. But no, honestly, like I think that I'm a 10 to someone out there, and that's all that matters to me. And not
what's
everyone.
what's your own self-assessment
My own self-assessment
of your own looks?
is not something that I'm going to answer because I don't believe in that. So I'm not going to
All
encourage
right, here.
that.
Well, let's go around the table. Maybe I'll come back to that.
8.5.
8.5.
I'm a 7, but my fiance thinks I'm a 10.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and rate myself, but I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But I think I'm pretty, but I don't think I'm. Not everybody likes, not everybody is attracted to me. So.
Okay, so you don't have to give yourself a precise rating, but do you think you're a 10?
No.
Okay.
Maybe no.
Oh, were you gonna say maybe I'm a what? Do you want to just rate yourself? It seems like you kind of want to just...
Okay. An 8.5.
Okay.
Yes.
What about you?
I same with her. I'm different to like everybody, but I'd say I'm like average.
So 5?
What is average?
I suppose that would be 5. But you could be. I suppose average could also be 4 and 6.
Yeah, I'd say within that range, average.
Okay. So I'll just say 5. We'll say 5, I guess. Is that your in? Okay.
I'm fine with anything. I don't really care.
Well, just engage. You.
I don't know. I'm average. Whatever you.
It's not what I think.
Objectively, being
like
perfect and one being
objectively in the world, there is like the prettiest to like the not like pretty as like objectively viewing a woman.
I think I'm still anywhere within like the 5 to 6
Okay,
range.
sure.
Like average.
Yep.
6. We'll go 6.
Yep.
We'll go
Cool.
6.
A 6 before the baby, 4 now because I'm working on it.
Okay.
I would say a 6.
All right, Morgan.
Said 8 every show.
All right.
Still an 8.
I'm a 5. I'm a 5. Maybe there's someone out there who thinks I'm a 10.
Yes,
but my own.
absolutely.
Yes, but they're probably few and far between. My own self-assessment is I'm a 5.
I thought the last time you said you were a 7.
I said 6, and then I've said
Okay, then
like,
why did it go down?
oh, I've gained weight. I've
Oh,
gotten chubby.
okay.
Yeah, I've
Dad
gone a little
bod?
dad bod.
Those are hot.
Working on it.
There's a lot of
There's a lot of girls like
girls that like
dad bods.
burritos.
They're trendy.
But I'm ranking my own. I'm ranking my own. Also, I think that's partially. I think there's some women who are like maybe, but I think it's cap from most women who are like, oh, dad bods. So yes, I need to lose a bit of weight, so that's why I downgraded my my ranking. So easy. So, oh, Andrew, what are you?
4.
4. Okay. Wait. So going back to you, you said you're a 10.
Okay. And this is based on our own accord, right? So if it's my own accord, what does your opinion have to do with it?
Well, nothing really.
Nothing. In fact, it has nothing to do with
then
it.
the
So based on
question
your
has
own
been
accord, what would you say?
answered.
According to you, you are.
Yes, I'm a 10. Is that what you
Oh,
want?
okay.
So,
We just want an honest assessment of what you think you are.
We did it.
can I ask you a question? Who's a
Yes.
man who you think is unattractive?
I don't have any names.
Are you, when it comes to your politics, are you more liberal? Are you moderate? Or are you conservative?
I'm pretty apolitical.
Apolitical. Do you know who Donald Trump is?
Yeah.
When it comes to your disposition towards him, do you like him or do you
Are you
dislike
gonna
him?
ask me if I like Donald
Hold on.
Trump?
When it comes to your disposition towards Donald Trump, do you like him or do you dislike him as a person, politically, whatever it may be?
How did we go?
Now
from
there is
looks-
only one right answer.
Just
to this
engage.
question.
Just engage with the question.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Just engage with the question.
Okay, engaging with your question.
You don't need to repeat me. You can just answer the
I
question.
don't care for Donald Trump.
So you're leaning towards dislike.
I don't care for him. He has no
Okay.
place in my book.
Okay. So do you find Donald Trump, is he a 10 to you in terms of looks?
He is not a 10, but he's a 10 to Melania, and that's him.
Okay. Now, if he were to come in here and say that he's a 10, your assessment and his assessment, there's a conflict there, right?
And that's his personal
Okay.
MO.
So your position is not everybody can be a 10 or everybody is a 10, correct?
No, anyone can be any number they want in their head. That is my position.
So
that is my stance on this.
let me ask you a question. So if Donald Trump, and maybe you wouldn't even say this to his face, but if Donald Trump said, I'm a 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
in your head, would you disagree with his assessment of himself? You don't have to tell him, but would you disagree with his assessment?
If Donald Trump was like, hey, Addie, I'm a 10, I'd be like, great. That's great, Donald. I'm happy for you.
But would you disagree with his assessment?
No.
You might placate him in his delusion, but
No, it doesn't matter to me.
it's not. I'm not asking if it matters or it doesn't matter to you. I'm asking if you, in your own mind, would you disagree with his assessment of his own attractiveness?
No. Because what he thinks in his mind does
Who's
not
that
matter
guy
to me.
on that show who's got the kind of funny neck? Who's like overweight? What? Ed?
90 Day Fiance.
Can you pull up Google images of Ed?
Oh my god.
He thinks he's a 10.
Okay, so let's say Ed's here on the show.
So excited.
Big Ed.
Man. Big Ed.
No, like Ed.
I was sucked into that season.
Yes.
I've only seen the pictures on
No,
the
just
internet.
let her.
You haven't watched it yet?
What's going on back there?
I love 90 Day Fiance.
That's
What-
cool.
what's-
You
what's
just
going on?
you just
Huh?
got to say he's a 10 out of 10, right?
Okay. So let's say he comes on the show and he says, I'm a 10.
Okay.
He's overweight.
No.
I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Is he? I don't know. I've never seen this bullshit show.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, he says he's a 10. Do you disagree with that? Would you disagree with him?
The question is to his own accord in his own book. So what he rates himself in his own book has nothing to do with me.
Well, it has to do with the reality.
He's living his own reality as I'm living my own, and you're living yours. So it doesn't matter.
You're really dancing around this conversation.
Do you think there's like an objective, like 1 to 10 at all? Or is like everybody, you can say you're a 10, you're a 10?
If you're a 10, you're a 10.
What's your perfect guy? Like, describe him. Like, how tall is he?
My perfect guy is the one that I'm with right now. 6'2", ripped body, and
Isn't that
Great.
funny?
Is he?
She says she would date a guy her height and above, but the guy she happens to be in a relationship with is in the like top 5 percentile of height. You said he's 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
Women always say this. Well, I would date a short guy. I would date a guy
I've dated
who's
a
my
short
height, blah blah
guy.
blah blah blah. And then you ask them, well, who are you dating? 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3".
It's true.
It's fucking such cap. It's such cap.
So, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
From your perspective, I understand what you're saying. You're saying this is a subjective metric. There's really no way for me to determine somebody's personal self-assessment of themselves, right? Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. Can you, from your own metric, judge whether or not a woman is pretty?
Beauty is
Personal
subjective.
preference.
Beauty is subjective.
From your
in the eyes of the
subjective
beholder.
preference, can you subjectively determine if a woman is pretty?
I have my personal preferences, yeah.
Yeah, so you can make the determination subjectively if a woman is pretty. So couldn't you subjectively then take all of those things which you would consider pretty in a woman and then apply them to yourself?
Sure.
Okay, so if you did that, what would your rating for yourself be?
I don't have one.
Yeah, but you just said you did because you have one for other women.
My ideal woman is probably somewhere a little bit shorter than me, 36C on the cup, active, cares about herself, cares about the environment, and like that's just my
and
type
that's
when
a
it
10.
comes to
That's
women.
a 10 to you, right?
Yeah, sure.
And are you that?
I'm not. I can't do anything about this right here.
Well, if you're
That- I
not
can't.
that,
So if this
then if
makes
you were,
me-
hang on,
if this makes
if
me
you
not a
aren't
10,
that, hang on, if you aren't that thing that you just said is the perfect beauty standard for you, then why would you apply, even subjectively, a 10 standard to yourself?
Because there's, unless I get a reduction, there's nothing that I can do to change that. I just think a 36C is perfect.
Right, I know, and you fall short of what that perfection is,
I
of what
do,
you
so I must
consider
be a 6.
of what you
I
consider
must-
a 10 to be. So
I'm a
then, even
6
by your
because
own
my tits are
subjective
so
standard, hang on, even by your own subjective standard, which you're falling short of, how could you then still call yourself a 10?
Because I'm a 10 to someone.
Yeah, I know, but to you even, You are applying your own standard to you based on what you think of other women,
I'm
because
not
that's the
gonna
only way you
denote-
can come
I'm
up
not-
with a
I'm not
standard
gonna,
for
like,
yourself.
take
That's the only
away-
thing you can see.
I love it. Thank you so much. This is a lot of fun.
I mean, I'm having a ball.
Me too. Thank you.
So anyway, back to the question. Even if it's subjective, it seems that you can have an objective metric, at least even from a subjective preference, because you make that metric for other women all the time. Why can't you apply it to
Okay.
you?
Here you go. Here's your answer. I'm an 8 because my tits are too big to be a 10.
Okay, fair enough. At least we got an answer that, we think you actually might believe.
That one was funny.
I just want to say I'm a 10 to her. Like, I'm a 10 to her.
Are you 36C?
I was
Yay.
before the baby. That'll come back.
Here, Morgan, Nick, can you pull up these chats? We'll have Morgan read your chat.
By the way, did you say the environment?
Yeah,
Why
I
is
was
there
gonna
somebody who
ask,
cares about the
actually,
environment?
well, what's
Well,
going
how
on
does that
with the
apply to a
environment?
beauty standard if they care about the environment?
It's just a
Like,
trait
couldn't
that I
they be
enjoy.
like an evil oil driller and just out there just drilling oil and being like, "Oh, this environment will still fit all of the beauty criteria you
In
have?"
your reality, rate your intelligence on a scale of 0 to 200. P.S. Shout out to Gustavo for keeping his eyes up all show.
Go around the table on that. Go ahead.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 200?
Yes.
I would say I'm about 100 for intelligence.
How long she's been on?
Go.
How long she's been on?
Keep going.
Go around.
Keep
around
going.
The table. Keep going. Go ahead.
Rating your intelligence.
Disregard what's going on.
Wait, sorry. What was the question?
In your reality, rate your intelligence from 0 to 200.
From 0 to 200.
Yeah, intelligence.
73.
Say 73.
73.
73?
Yes.
Are you sure you don't want to revise that?
Well, no, actually, yeah. Maybe like, I don't know. That's a weird question. I guess like 100. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not saying I know everything in the world. I don't know. That's a weird question, but I'm not like.
Well, 100 would be like the average, would be like the middle, sort of. So you probably want to be above that.
Okay.
I reckon you'd be above 100.
Yeah, you don't want to be 73, I promise.
Yeah,
You don't wanna
that's
be
not.
there.
That would not be intelligent.
Okay.
Anyway.
Can you pull your mic to the edge of the table?
140, I think.
What?
What?
What? 40?
Well, if you put it in a bell curve, like the middle would be 100, right? So I don't think I'm 200, but I think I'm past the middle. So probably like a standard deviation from the middle. I don't know how much that would be, but I'd say 140, 150.
Like a
I'm
thought
not.
process.
I don't think I'm a genius.
Yeah.
So yeah.
140 is really, really high, just so you know.
Ah, okay. I don't.
That's like super. That's not that common to find 140.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, so I mean, the question's alluding to IQ. It's asking what you guys think your IQ is,
Yeah.
right? And so 73 is basically mentally handicapped. So I'm glad that that was.
Well, I'm
that was
sorry.
moved
I
on
wasn't
from, but-
understanding the question, and then I was like, wait, what? And then I answered, so my apologies.
Yeah, no. I understand. You didn't understand the context of the question. I'm not holding it against you. I'm just kind of outlining what the question really was about. Was trying to determine what you think your intelligence is. So.
That was a fun. I like how you have all these fun little games.
Well, I
like-
didn't send in the super chat. I just understood it.
Oh, it was the super chat. See, I was so not paying attention that like I didn't even know it was a super chat. I thought it was like.
Oh
this
no!
question.
Did we go around on that, or are we still stuck on her?
I think we're on her.
Yeah.
What's the question? What's
Rate your intelligence from 0 to 200.
Into the mic.
How do I talk into it?
I think I have a low IQ, if I'm being honest. I was not the brightest student in school, so yeah.
I'd say 133.
I'd say maybe 110.
I would say like 115.
I was going to say around a 130, 140.
So this is basically IQ.
It's IQ.
Yeah.
I feel like I did this a while ago. I don't remember what my result was.
I took an IQ test. I can't remember.
I took an IQ test on a...
I'm so glad I'm not dating donated $100. Who would you choose? 10/10ths, Jason Momoa, Brad Pitt, etc. No ambition, lazy fast food worker. Or Donald Trump as he currently is. Teflon Don to some, Trump 2024. Make America less stupid again.
Who would you choose? 10 out of 10, Jason Momoa, Brad Pitt, but no ambition, lazy fast food worker. So this is basically like physically attractive guy, but no money, no status, no ambition, lazy fast food worker, or Donald Trump as he currently is. Starting with you.
There's two options though. Fast food worker or Donald Trump.
Okay, really hot, broke guy
Okay.
versus Donald Trump.
Okay.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
So IQ is based off common sense, so I'm guessing Donald Trump.
Wait.
You got
Okay.
a few more points.
And I'm being very serious. Like, so serious.
What about you?
Neither. Honestly, whatever my boyfriend is, I don't care if he's rich or poor.
Oh my God!
That's my answer.
Just answer the question. Like,
I don't care though.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on. I don't think she understood the question.
Wait, who are we laughing at?
Brian, I'm sorry.
Are we
But I
laughing
don't-
at me
I
or
don't know,
her?
because I don't think she, like, to go back a little bit, I know, but I don't think she understood the question. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what was the question?
what did you think the question was right now? We need to clarify this right now. So sorry.
Actually,
but
can you repeat
No.
the
What do
question?
you think the question was?
no, this is, yeah.
I don't know. Can you repeat the question? Do you want to go back to me?
No, please repeat the question so she knows now.
Okay, really hot, attractive guy, but he's a no ambition, lazy fast food worker, or Donald Trump to date, sleep with, whatever.
Okay, my bad. Donald Trump. Yeah.
Yeah, same answer.
See, same answer, but it
All
was
right.
just funny. I just,
Here,
sorry.
just
You too?
hypothetical.
Okay, thank you.
Hypothetical.
Okay, hypothetical. I'll go with Donald Trump, I guess.
Okay.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump all day. Every day. And on my ballot.
Now you have to
Hell
ask
yeah.
yourself. Now you have to ask yourself, if you kind of switch things up a little bit, what do men pick if you were to like take a really successful female politician versus
The homestead.
a 10 out of 10
Broke
McDonald's?
bum girl?
Yeah, the dudes.
No, the one that stays with her parents, doesn't know how to do her laundry.
Well, that's not part of the.
No, she's a bum. That's a bum. I feel like that's a bum.
No, that's ideal, actually. Well,
If she doesn't know how to do her
no.
laundry,
The
and
staying
she
with
doesn't
the
know how to
parents.
cook, she
I
doesn't
meant
take out
the
her trash,
staying with the
and her
parents.
room is dirty. Let's have.
Yeah,
let's-
that's- okay.
No, let's. I want to know about that one.
So staying with the parents is actually a pro, typically.
I
but
know,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about all the other things.
Other shit. Well,
Doing
the
that and
scenario
still
is no
staying with your
ambition,
parents?
lazy fast food worker. Yeah, I'm taking the 10 out of 10.
Even though
No laundry
she doesn't do her laundry
I'm-
at her parents'
don't
house,
care.
and she can't cook
versus
at her parents'
Kamala
house.
Harris. Yeah, I'll take the fucking 10 out of 10 versus Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 10 out of 10 McDonald's employee.
She definitely wouldn't do anything if
Bro,
it's
I ain't
Kamala.
fucking Hillary Clinton. Sorry, it's not happening.
give you that.
Not
Okay,
happening.
yeah, like, because honestly, I can't even argue with you on that one either.
Right?
I feel like
Sorry, I
Right.
can't. Like, Brian, that's funny.
the guy scenario, yeah. If I was